Hi, my name's Femi. I'm 9 and I'm from London. I love coding and my mum loves it too. I've helped run physical computing workshops with my mum at Coder Dojo and Covent Garden, and I've met some amazing people like Frank, Wendy, Hacker Jimbo, Andy from Southend and many others. I've also done Scratch, Python, Minecraft hacks and robotics. I'm here to tell you about my experience at Festival of Code this year. Festival of Code, what is it? The Festival of Code is the largest annual hack event for young people in the world. This year, over 1,200 participants and over 160 projects were presented. So when you went, we did 1 week of digital prototyping, and at the end of the week we showcase our presentations to industry experts in Birmingham. You had to use open source data, APIs, and you are supported by specialist mentors like Mark, who's over there. It runs over the summer, and best of all, it's free. My experience. At the start of the week, I had a little bit of experience in coding. My group consisted of 2 9-year-olds, 2 11-year-olds and 1 15-year-old. My idea didn't get selected, but that was okay. There are a number of things that we had to deal with. One of them was that we were too ambitious with our ideas, and 2 coders were doing everything. But our great mentor Mark helped deal with this and helped to scale down the idea. He got everybody contributing. By the end of the week, we created a web app called Plan My Day. We only finished a few features, but that's okay because it was only a prototype. I'm going to show you a demo of our app. So this is the logo, and Plan My Day is a useful web application which will take the way you are feeling and your age and plan a day for you in an instant. We'll look at convenient concerts, restaurants and other well-known tourist attractions and plan a day just right for you. So I'm going to plan my day, and it'll come up with 5-star to 2-star rated restaurants within a mile. And then here there's a local map which we used a Google API for. And you can see where you are. What did I learn? The first thing I learned is that 1 week is a very short time. I also learned about project management and working in a team. We did a lot of prototyping, debugging and panicking, not forgetting presentation skills. We learned what APIs were and used them, and also different coding languages. It was good seeing the older children's work and seeing their coding and how they made it. Now I understand what it's all about, from work on project at home to amazing commercial viable app. So these were all of the stuff that we used. What next? monthly hyperlocal YRS in preparation for next year.
Let me explain that. Explain why.
I'm going to be running a physical computing workshop at MozFest. And also, I've now got my own blog. So this is my blog.
He did his first blog last night in anticipation of this event.
So these are my projects that I'm going to be doing and the events that I've done.
You have to still upload that stuff, yeah.
I did a page about Tourette's because I have Tourette's, and this is a video about it. And these are my, this page is about my music and all of the stuff that I'm going to be doing around it. Cool, any questions?
So you enjoyed it then?
Yes!
And learned lots?
Hopefully.
I have to say, I think he enjoyed it because he's going to get embarrassed now. But half an hour after he got dropped back home, he got really upset. I thought, why are you upset? What's wrong? You know? And in the end, it took him a little while. He said, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong. And I said, what is it? And he said, I miss my team. And he was like really having, you know, that withdrawal symptoms of being for a whole week with the team. And they went to Birmingham on the Saturday, Sunday. We had to sleep on the floor in a sports hall.
Not the nicest place to sleep.
No, things you do for your children. And they were together constantly the whole time on this project. And then to be dropped off home, it was a real kind of letdown. And he actually, what was it like, Fem, when you got home? He couldn't, so basically he had to go on.
The worst thing was you had to make us go home first, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, we got dropped off first. And he had to go on code pen to make himself feel better. So he had to kind of do something coding just to kind of alleviate that feeling that everything had stopped. But, does anyone want to know? Does anyone want to hear about what MozFest is?
I wanted to hear more about MozFest.
Tell us about the MozFest, Ben. What do you know about MozFest? And I'll help you.
You're the one who knows about it.
Right, MozFest is, you know, Mozilla. They have Firefox, and they have an educational ethos where they want to help with learning and all things to do with code and web design and things. So they do lots of events with education and young people. And this is an event that's here in November the 6th to the 9th in London. They do it every year. And you just come and there's lots of workshops, lots of talks. And they do a section where they peer-to-peer learning. So they're very, very much into young coders and leadership and ambassadors. So they have a section where they have young kids running the workshops. And so Femi is going to be running, explain the workshop you're going to run.
I'm going to be running I think it's physical computing, I wrote it down somewhere.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to be running a physical computing workshop.
So explain what that one is.
Which is like putting LEDs into a Raspberry Pi and making them do something using coding.
Which coding?
Python
And
Scratch.
Is it happening again next year?
Yeah. So maybe can you explain Young Rewired State a bit more as well? The first thing that he said he was going to do. So after he finished this year, what happened was there are hyperlocals. So each month you still meet up again every month to do some coding and work on those prototypes and a new prototype. And where did you go, Fem?
Huh?
Where did you go? For the monthly hyperlocal. Where did you go to do it? Westminster.
Yes, Westminster.
With Wings.
Can't remember what the place was called.
What did you do there?
JavaScript.
So basically, now once a month they go and do things. So he's been doing JavaScript, a bit of HTML. Then they had homework. What did you have to do? Homework? Code Academy. So he's following the chapters of Code Academy, JavaScript. And so when they meet again the next month, they will all be kind of sharing their experiences. And then that's in preparation for next year. So next year they'll be a lot more prepared. Yeah, very good for parents as well. It's for me, it's the first time I've been involved in something as big as that, and it was very daunting and but amazing too, in a good way. There's these amazing young coders who are like 13, 14, even 11. You know, I think age is irrelevant, and they're just doing such amazing stuff with their coding, and they came with apps that I think some have gone on to be promoted and commercially, because they're just there. They're there already. They're making stuff, and it was quite good because Femi's just started. It was really good for him to know where he could get to in 4 years, 3, 4, 5 years time. You know, he's at the beginning stages of that journey, but he knows where he's aiming towards. So really recommend anybody who wants to do this, first of all, code. Doesn't matter how much experience you have, you will really learn something. You know, we didn't come up with a polished product, but we came up with a prototype. And they used APIs. I didn't know what they were before. I kind of do now. Femi knows what they are. And Mark as well came with us. And he does regular things with Femi through his code club in Croydon.
So is this Young Rewired State, is MozFest part of that?
No, so MozFest is in November. Young Rewired State is linked to the Coder Festival each year. But they run monthly hyperlocals to help young people to then enter the festival.
We did have a project that we did for Festival Code, which was, that's the logo of it again.
Who designed the logo?
Yeah.
Me, from scratch.
Yeah, so Femi used Scratch to design that logo.
That's everybody who was on the team.
What's the total age of your team?
Well, yeah, what is it? Total age of your team? What's the total age of your team?
Well, there were 2 9-year-olds, 2 11-year-olds, and 1 15-year-olds.
Yeah, added together, Fem.
Why don't you do it? You're the maths teacher.
Oh, well,
That's
yeah, well, 40, 50?
That's 48.
55?
Scottish, yeah.
55, half the age, you know.
So why not just go 155-year-old?
Yeah, that's true.
Get dadded.
Yeah. But it's not as fun. It's not as fun.
Just let's read the presentation.
So
This is the presentation they did there. So we talked. This is what they particularly liked, the panel, because they had a business plan for the app, and they wanted to say, if you go back for the if they were a paid one, this is what they do to have it in a paying app, and they particularly liked that because the other groups hadn't thought about the business side of things. So you know, it was a really good experience, soft skills, really good experience of presenting ideas and the plan and pitching their ideas. It wasn't just the coding; the whole experience was really good.
Well, I think we've run out of time.
Thank you.